We at BTS have had the great opportunity over the last decade to work with many of the world's leading technology companies, both those born in the cloud looking to scale and grow their business, and also helping the legacy companies transform to SaaS and cloud environments. We've worked with them on strategy, culture, business model, leadership, and what we've learned is there are some fundamental differences that make the most successful companies really thrive in the tech world today. We've codified these into what we're calling 9 superpowers of really successful SaaS organizations. I'm going to highlight 3 of them here today. I'm not going to talk about customer obsession because I think that's been well discussed and it's obviously fundamental to the success of any SaaS organization. But something that's related is leading with vision and purpose. And what we've observed in a lot of companies moving into this transition, they're moving into cloud for the sake of cloud. They understand that they need to do it for market parity, the market rewards subscription model. Really successful companies are asking the bigger questions about what does this change in technology mean for what we can do now for our customers that we couldn't before? How can we fundamentally look at it differently and address potentially new customer needs or in fundamentally different ways? And of course, this helps them differentiate from a customer perspective, but also from a talent perspective as well. I think it's a bit of a misconception that the great tech companies are talent magnets because of their great benefits. That's part of it, but a big part of it as well is that they're very successful in helping people connect to a greater mission and feel like they're making an impact on people's lives through their daily work. The second one that I'd like to highlight is what we call managing tight and loose. And this is because empowerment and pushing decision-making down to the front lines are very easy things to talk about. But when those things are done in the absence of clear direction, it turns into a lot of waiting and then ultimately a lot of escalating. And what you see the great companies doing is actually being very prescriptive at the top of the organization in terms of prioritization and strategy setting, being very disciplined about which are the battles we're going to fight and which do we think we have competitive differentiation and where we can truly make the customers successful. Also being very clear about what we're not going to do. Then very deliberately cascading those priorities down through the organization so that every single individual knows what their mandate is and how they contribute to the success of the company. Then once people are clear on those domains, giving them great latitude to make decisions close to the customer where they should be made. The third that I'd like to highlight is what we call the tortoise and the hare. And this is because it's very easy to think about these great tech companies moving at the speed of light. But actually, in a SaaS environment, the cadence of the business fundamentally changes, and it's much more about a drumbeat of execution and continuous improvement every day. So this manifests in the sales organization with pulling in deals earlier in the quarter to recognize more revenue. It manifests, of course, in the product organization by designing products that are intended to be improved in small ways for the customer every single day. And it also goes to what you reward and what you talk about, less about the grand heroic gestures and more about the common day-to-day victories that are happening all across the company for the customer. I hope you have the opportunity to look at the other superpowers. While we do find these to be fundamental truths that we're seeing across great SaaS organizations, we of course understand that every company and every strategy and culture is unique. So we look forward to exploring with you and seeing how these manifest in your organization.